any society is how it treats its women and girls. It's women and girls. We create the smart, powerful, creative, accomplished young women. We can fight. I'm here because of you. I'm here because girls like you inspire me. Many of these girls have faced unthinkable obstacles just to attend school. Any society is how it treats its women and girls. One stand still. Your story is my story. Your story is my story. One be shamed. Your story is my story. Your story is my story.
Buckle up, buttercups. It's the most disrespectful show on public radio. My name is Liz. I'm one of your hosts. Welcome to Surly Voices on WMNF Tampa 88.5. Today is our fundraising day, and hopefully some of y'all out there will be kind enough to come and drop a tiny bit of money into our coffers so that we can continue to bring you unvarnished opinions about news and public affairs. When the headlines are overwhelming, WMNF is that trusted voice you can turn to. Calm, clear, human. Our reporters live here, care here, and tell stories that matter to this community. Your donation keeps those voices strong. Call 813-239-9663 or give online at WMNF.org. The People's Frequency, for all of us who still believe truth connects us. And welcome to my co-host, Donna. How are you, Donna?
I am good. Can you hear me well?
Yes. And still in the wilds of Minnesota.
I am, and winter is descending.
Yes, oh, no. Well, Sean just came in with some green papers in his hand, so let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I did just come in, and I have some people to thank from Democracy Now!, but also some people to thank who have donated ahead of the pledge drive to Surly Voices.
Awesome.
So this is all good news.
Awesome.
Let me thank some people who donated during Democracy Now! Thank you to Anonymous from Tampa with an $88 donation. Also, a thank you to Anonymous for an $11 donation from Bradenton. So I appreciate those. I appreciate those donations that came in during Democracy Now! Let me tell you about some people who have donated to Surly Voices right before the fund drive started. So these are people who are going to inspire you to donate to Surly Voices as well by calling 813-239-9663 or by going to the website WMNF.org and making your donation there. Jeffrey Ward from Bradenton has donated $27.10. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Jeff.
Also, Ross with Timbrel is contributing $108 in honor of Rob Lori. And she says, I love the Surleys and wish we had more women's programming. All of the news programs are excellent. And since I already support the music as a circle of friends or a circle of resistance, I wanted to help our cause out here in Germany. So thanks so much to Rose in Germany. And I'm going to read this challenge in just a moment after I tell you that Claude from Seminole has contributed $20. Claude says, a poem called Memory Hole. The tiki torches smolder yet and yearn to burn. Should we so let? I'll not forget my memory holes. Stand I in peace with Dr. Cole. So that's from Claude in October of 2025.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
Claude.
so much for that. And I want to thank Patricia Hosselbach from Tampa with a Circle of Resistance donation of $20 a month. So that's a $240 contribution this year going to the Surly Voices. And then we have this donation that also is for Democracy Now! Clive Clark from Wesley Chapel has contributed $50. And I want to tell you about this challenge that's on the table. So Donna and Liz, you can mention this as we go. An anonymous donor has challenged us with the promise of a donation of $250.
Oh, wow.
In memory of Rob Lori, if we can meet a challenge. So why don't we say if 5 people donate $50 right now, we will get that $250 from this anonymous donor. So we're looking right now for people who will donate $50 to support Surly Voices by calling 813-239-9663 or donating at WMNF.org.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you to all the listeners who have contributed. In addition to the Circle of Resistance, we also have on our show the Parallelogram of Enemies, and you know who you are. So go ahead and drop us a donation. Any amount is fine. And we do entertain opinions from the entire spectrum. And so if you're not in the Circle of Resistance, you're in the Parallelogram of Enemies, and we will take your donations as such. So Donna, what are we talking about today? You want to talk about some of the swag that we have for this fund drive?
I want to talk about Ron DeSantis being for a grand jury, but we can't.
I'm down for that. But
yeah, that's going to be a great show next week. But thank you so much for the people who've donated already. That's a heck of a way to get started.
Yeah,
you guys were thinking about us before we were out of bed this morning, and we appreciate that so much. Give us a call. Could you give us the number again for folks who are? Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 813-239-9663, or you can donate on the website at WMNF.org.
Okay, so this is right now free speech is under attack in America.
Yes,
and that's something that I don't have to tell folks who are paying attention, and that includes 100% of our audience.
Mm-hmm.
So the drill is this. When fascism comes to your town, and George Carlin said it was going to be wearing sneakers and carrying a flag, right?
Yep.
In this case, it's wearing Lululemon, right?
Yes.
And it has blonde hair. Okay.
Yep.
Or it has a mustache, or it's wearing some, throwback retro, or it looks just like you. It's next door to you. Mm-hmm. It's in the classroom with you. It's in the cubicle next to yours. It's pushing a cart down the aisle in the grocery store. Fascism is not something that someone does to you. It's something that people agree to as a collective.
Yes.
Especially when it assaults a democracy. So this drill today is for you all to stand up and say, sometimes I don't like what the Surleys are saying. Sometimes I love what the Surleys are saying. But what makes this country what it is and what maintains it as a democracy, as a democratic republic, is free speech. And so what we're doing is an exercise in free speech, and what you're doing is an exercise in resisting fascism. And so that's why we want you to call in. We want you to support this. Even when you call in, we don't always like what you say, but we tell people, don't call in and chastise us. Call in and say your thing. We're going to let you say your thing. There's some stuff that, is harmful to the public. I think it's the anti-vax stuff. we kind of clamp down on that. But you do have an opportunity to have at least 30 seconds to say your thing. So that's free speech in practice. So what we would like for you to do is to continue to support that. Those of you who are supporting, if you can give more, please do. If you haven't given and you're listening and you're enjoying and you're benefiting and you can, please do so.
And if you don't have a big lump of money to throw at us, every month there's a group of listeners that takes one small, powerful step. They give monthly to keep independent media alive. The best way to continue to protect WMNF is by joining them in the circle of resistance. Your automatic monthly gift keeps the lights on, the mics live, and Tampa Bay's community-powered signal strong. Join now at WMNF.org or call 813-239-9663. So, yeah, Ron DeSantis in front of a grand jury, that sounds like a good time. So,
I can't help but thinking that, all of the people who thought they were giving it to us are going to end up on the receiving end of that.
yeah.
Vitriol and just a wanton disregard and disrespect. I hope that this guy's moment is arrived.
Yeah. So, we can always hope. I have the jaded outlook on that, but anyway, hope springs eternal. Yes. So I'll tell you all about some of the swag descriptions because I've got the book right in front of me. For $25, you can get an acrylic keychain or a magnet that says, all hail the vinyl. For $35, you can get a 4-inch round static window cling. That looks tempting to me. Or a WMNF Resistance Radio bumper sticker. Now this is the bumper sticker you've been waiting for. The short and edgy sticker comes in black with gray and white lettering and sports our special full-color logo with a resistor symbol in the center. Wrap this on your travel mug, bumper, or even your laptop and share the love. I'm not big on putting bumper stickers on my car, but I will definitely be tempted with this one. And so we've got lots more swag to talk about as the show moves along. And please remember there is a challenge of $250. And if we meet our goal, we will be very happy. We have actually been, in addition to our radio show, we have also started branching out into the social media atmosphere. And one of the places we have some clips of our shows is on YouTube. Surly Voices at Surly Voices. And so the good thing about YouTube is you can tell which of the clips are the most popular by looking at the counts. And so I'm going to play a couple of the clips as they are on YouTube, because we do jazz them up a little bit for the audience. So let me play one that has almost 100 or almost 1.5K views. And
Surly Voices on Florida's plan to end vaccine mandates.
But anyway, he likened vaccine mandates to slavery.
Number one is this rhetoric around and the hypocrisy around my body, my choice when it comes to vaccines. But then when it comes to women's health care, we don't have a choice, right?
Right.
I'm fascinated by that hypocrisy. The other thing that comes up for me is your license to practice medicine is based upon, first, do no harm.
You can choose to be a stay-at-home mom, right?
All right. So I got my clips mixed up there, but Sean is here for the rescue with green papers or yellow papers.
Yeah. And
I like that.
What I'm here to do is to read the names and the notes of people who have donated because they appreciate Surly Voices being on the air in WMNF. And you can do that as well by calling 813-239-9663 or donating at WMNF.org. We have Anonymous who has contributed $100.
Thank you.
And they want to thank TDB Law for this donation. So thank you so much for that donation, TDB Law. Also, Vivian Handy from Waimama is contributing $50. They say, keep up the surly works. And they're getting one of our 4-inch Pride magnets. And you can get these gifts and more at WMNF.org or by making a donation at 813-239-9663. These 2 donations will help us to meet that challenge. We would like 3 more $50 or more donations. And then when that happens, we will get a $250 donation from an anonymous donor who challenged our listeners to donate to Surly Voices. 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org.
Thank you, Sean. So, Donna, do we want to touch upon the Bad Bunny NFL halftime show for the Super Bowl scandal that is driving every MAGA in the world out of their minds?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So it's and I'm not a fan of Jay-Z because I think he's a bad husband, but
yes,
he is instrumental in picking out the talent that performs at the halftime show. And he announced Bad Bunny, and wow, what do you know? Everybody is up in arms about it, and it's ridiculous. So what are your 2 cents on this, Donna?
Well, first of all, for those who don't know, Bad Bunny is a big, big star.
Huge.
I mean, massive, right? Global. And for those of you who have never experienced the town being shut down, I was in Phoenix, Arizona a few years ago when he came, and it basically shut down the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everywhere you went, people old, young, rich, poor, all they could talk about was Bad Bunny.
Right.
So basically, when he comes to town, when he came to that town, it shut the whole thing down. So he is a mega star. And if you've never heard of him, it's just because, nowadays with algorithms and the way we receive news and media, it's possible for you not to have heard about someone. I mean, I never really understood Charlie Kirk. I heard his name a couple times, but didn't know who it was.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
You're still hearing Charlie Kirk because now they want to name streets after him. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get back to the bill in Florida that says that universities must name streets after Charlie Kirk, but that's for next week.
Yeah.
But right now, so Bad Bunny is a megastar that you may or may not have heard of. But here we are. We're here now, right? And we're all hearing about Bad Bunny. International superstar, Spanish speaking, lots of Spanish music. And he is offering Duolingo the premium package, free for 4 months if you want to learn more Spanish so that you can participate in the Super Bowl and understand the lyrics. MAGA, on the other hand, has just lost their collective mind.
Yes.
And Nike CEO, Nike, I mean, just think about that for a second.
The same Nike that has the sweatshops for their shoes.
All of the things that Nike has done. I can't even, I'm just standing in the living room with my finger over my lips, looking down at the floor like, Nike CEO says that they're pulling their ad. Is it Nike? Nike. Is it Nike?
I heard a rumor. There was a rumor going around that it was Coke, and everybody's like, Pepsi sponsors the Super Bowl, so I don't know what y'all are talking about. I think it was.
Oh, yeah. So Coke, the number one sponsor, global sponsor of diabetes. Yes. They said, the corn syrup salespeople, they said that they will pull their ads if they go ahead with the Bad Bunny appearance.
Well, that gives more time available for Pepsi to air its ads. I like Pepsi better anyway.
And, it appears to me that they've learned nothing from Target.
Right.
Nothing from Starbucks, right? Like Starbucks is closing stores all over the country because it wanted to support genocide. McDonald's took a hit, but I think has probably better global footing than Starbucks did. And seems to have survived the hit. Target seems to be taking it lying down. You see what I did there? So that's the Bad Bunny controversy. You're going to hear more about that as we go on. And if we weren't raising money to make sure we can stay on the air, we would talk more about it, which brings me back to the fund drive and free speech and ICE and Bad Bunny and all of the things that we bring to you on a weekly basis. We're talking about things, we're saying things, we are fearlessly commenting and offering cultural criticisms on current events, on things that are important to us here in Florida, on things that are important to us as American citizens. We do that for you every week. It is a labor of love. We're all volunteers. And so about every 3 months, we come into the room and we ask those folks who listen and who enjoy us weekly, who call us in, who send us money from Germany, listen from Germany. I remember when Mary came for us, it was Roswitha from Germany who gave $108 today, who said, absolutely not, ma'am.
Yes.
Right? So we're global too. We may not be Bad Bunny, but we're global. But in order to stay on the air, we do rely on the support of listeners like yourselves, who, whether or not you love a show or you are unsure about what we're saying for that day, you turn the radio on, you keep it on. Like what did Elton John say? For those who keep it turned on, like you're those people for us. And we would like for you to give us a call. Let's give us the number.
813-239-9663. I want to thank Howard in Clearwater for his $100 donation. Howard says, best show, keep on doing it. And Howard's getting the artist T-shirt this year, and it's quite attractive. Full color Resistance Radio, the People's Frequency artist T-shirt is sure to make you feel the power of community radio. Here's Sean with more Yellow Pages.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank Karen Underwood, our friend from Dunedin.
Yay, Dunedin.
Yeah, thanks, Karen, for that $53.70 donation. She's picking up a WMNF keychain. So with those last 2 donations, I think we only need one more $50 donation, and we will get that $250 challenge. That would be big for this show. If we get that, I think we might only need $650 the rest of the way this hour. I think I'm doing the math in my head. I might be getting it wrong, but if we could get a $650 hero, I would bet that would put us over the top. So we're looking for your donations right now. 813-239-9663, or make a donation on the web at WMNF.org. And when you're there, you can take a look at all of the great thank you gifts we have to offer and pick out your favorite and make your donation to your favorite show, Surly Voices.
Thank you so much, Sean. So yeah, it's always a struggle for me to come in here and try to raise money because I'm so bad at it. But thankfully, we've got folks here who help us with support and things to say, and beautiful little books with the swag in it. And I tried to text that to you, Donna, but apparently I overwhelmed my my Wi-Fi capacity, and it did not deliver. So back to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, and so, of course, one of the first things that started up was, we should have Americans. Well, Bad Bunny is American. He is Puerto Rican. They assumed that just because he tends to rap in Spanish, that he's not an American. And this is one thing that it irks me so badly when people say, this is America, you need to speak English. Back in my grandfather's time, he lived in South Louisiana when he was a child. He lived there his whole life. But anyway, South Louisiana, he spoke nothing but French until he went to school. And the state had passed a law that outlawed French speaking in public facilities like schools. And so the kids were forced to learn English and then go home to parents who spoke only French. And the result of that wasn't particularly in that generation, but in the next generation. The next generation, less and less people speak French. Those who did spoke French to each other. Like if you had a mom and a dad, the mom and the dad spoke French to each other, but didn't teach it to the kids because it was a way they could communicate without letting the kids know what they were talking about. And so now, I mean, over my lifetime, there have been programs to teach younger kids French, and French has never gotten back to the place where it was in my grandfather's time. So there is a consequence to this English only thing. You know, you lose all these people talking about heritage and stuff, but there are hardly any people in my family today who speak French. So that's something to think about. Sean, with your yellow papers?
Yeah, thanks to David Bryant for a $25 contribution from Tampa. And David has a lot of comments, as you might expect. He says, keep up the great work, Surleys. I was thinking, what is the opposite of the circle of resistance? I think it's the parallelogram of acquiescence or the trapezoid of deference. And I want to warn the listeners that if they don't give to the show, it could... And then it cuts off. That's very suspicious. I hope he's okay. David, we hope you're okay. And Sarah Hathaway from Tampa is donating $53.70. She says, I'm a sustainer already, and this is extra help. Your program, all of the programs are essential. Surly Voices tugs my soul. So thank you for that donation. With this $50 donation, now we've met that challenge. So we do get that extra $250, but we're still looking for you to help the Surleys make the $1,600 goal. I think we're like $550 away or something right now. Give us a call right now, 813-239-9663, or donate at WMNF.org.
Thank you so much, Sean. So let me play another clip from the YouTube clips so you guys can get a feeling of how the conversation goes sometimes. I'm going to play the most popular clip, if I can find it, because there were so many positive comments on this clip, it's not even funny. So here it goes, and it features
Our Surly
Donna.
Voices on what Jeffrey Epstein means for Americans.
He's the clearest, most grotesque symbol of how unchecked privilege erodes justice, right? And how systems are and continue to be built to protect the...
Our Surly Voices on what Jeffrey Epstein means for Americans.
He's the clearest, most grotesque symbol of how unchecked privilege erodes justice, right? And how systems are and continue to be built to protect the powerful. And they will betray the vulnerable every time they're allowed to. He didn't just abuse girls. He exposed the fragility of accountability. We've been talking about accountability since the BLM era, since the Me Too era. This guy's crimes were known. His victims spoke out. And the legal system, the media, the politicians, the power brokers, all looked the other way, or they enabled him. He weaponized wealth, influence, and connections. And in doing so, he revealed for us a hard truth. In this country, who you are still matters more than what you've done, right? But for Americans, this should be a wake-up call. Because if justice is negotiable, if it bends for billionaires and breaks for survivors, then what we're living in is not a democracy. This Epstein is a warning, not just about the individual evil that he did, but about collective complicity.
Our Surly Voices on what...
All right. So now our show is not scripted. Donna comes up with all this stuff off the top of her head, and I'm in awe of it every single time. I call it her Julia Sugarbaker moments after the thing from, what was that show? Designing Women. Yeah. Because it's and she's like that in real life too. It's like she doesn't just do it here, she does it everywhere, and I'm just I'm aghast and in awe every time she does it, because I'm like, dang, why can't I string together something like that? So Donna is our current holder of the YouTube popularity contest. So and we're not done talking about Epstein either, because in case y'all didn't notice, the party that controls all the branches of government has us in a shutdown, and they're trying to blame the Democrats, of course, who don't do anything except roll over and play dead. And so one of the rumors going around Washington is that they don't want to reopen the government because they finally have enough votes to get the Epstein files released. So, Donna, have you heard anything about that?
No, but it all seems to be blending together at this point.
I think that may be finally the thing that opens people's eyes, but I really don't have much hope of that, because it's like when Trump said he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and get away with it, he was not lying. So,
well, the last thing I heard was that Trump was considering pardoning
Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. So, yeah, what does that tell you? So, Sean is back in the room with yellow papers.
Yeah, that means we have more donations coming in for Surly Voices, and I hope that we keep it up. Here's the number to call, 813-239-9663, or donate at WMNF.org. Lisa Noe from St. Petersburg is contributing $108 and said that the Surleys keep us informed as you have. Incredibly important in the fake news world. Thank you. So thanks to Lisa for that. Also, Ramil Matsukas from Clearwater is contributing $60 and says everybody needs to keep pitching in during these difficult times. Remember the No Kings protests on October 18th. So thank you for those donations. I think that we've raised about $1,200 and need less than $400 to go. So we can do this. We have one person on the line right now, but we would like you to join them by calling 813-239-9663. or donating on the web at WMNF.org. Let's get that last $400 for Surly Voices this hour.
Awesome. Thank you all so much who have donated. And if you can give any amount, we would appreciate it.
Anything. Anything.
So we have, let's see, swag. We're talking about this. We've talked about the T-shirt. There are some really cool socks, WMNF custom socks, and they have all the little logos and stuff on it. Very colorful, will look nice under anything you're wearing, and a beanie. We have the WMNF knit beanie. No bucket hats this time, Amina. For a donate, look at this one. For a donation of $1,000, we can thank you with one of these gifts. A WMNF event passport. You get 10 tickets total to redeem towards any WMNF event, and there are many. There are anniversary parties. There is the tropical heat wave, or you can get a patio paver, and we can see your name every time we walk in the door. So give us a call at 813-239-9663 and donate whatever you possibly can. WMNF. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell you guys about the power of $50?
Yes. Tell us.
So for some people, $50 can be a king's ransom. In this case, 5 people giving $50 or more netted us an additional $250. And so for those of you who think, my $25 doesn't matter, my $50 doesn't matter, when you hear a number like the $300,000 that was raised earlier, that was raised this past summer, I keep forgetting that it's all. And I don't know how, because I'm just cold here a little bit. But those numbers is the culmination. A number like $300,000 is the culmination of hundreds of donations, maybe even thousands of donations that are $5, $10, $50, $25. It matters that you don't get to $300,000 with $1,000. If you just have 300 people give $1,000 and you'd be done. But the reason why these things go on for a week, and the reason why it requires so much volunteer power, much like the radio station, It's because it is a collective effort of small donations. Our most popular candidates in recent years have been powered by small donations. When you look at Bernie Sanders' campaign, when you look at Obama's campaign, these were small donor-funded campaigns because the machine said these people it wasn't time for them to come through. And we almost got there because we banded together and we gave what we had. And this is another one of those situations. But to my point of the power of $50, yesterday, I wanted to go see what I bought a shirt that said Siempre Antifascista for the No Kings protest. And ironically, I purchased it on Amazon, but don't judge me, right? I have limited time working on a campaign right now.
Right.
And I was in a Mexican grocery store looking for some seasoning for my oxtails, and I came across a sarape. And it had Mexico on it, and it kind of had there was one with an emblem of the Virgin Mary and another with the emblem of an Aztec calendar. And I thought, $34, what a deal. I was going to buy it. But then there was this woman, she looked very stressed, and she was gathering things, and it was like very simple things, milk, eggs, some really, cheap hot dogs, probably. Yeah. And she got to the counter, and I ended up behind her in the line, and her order came to $49. And I said to the lady in Spanish, "Can I pay?" And she thought I was being an ugly person, and I was demanding that my things be rung up. And so she suspended the order, and I thought she was ringing it up, and she took the receipt, and then she rang up my bell pepper and my curry powder. And I said, I didn't mean I wanted to just be in the middle of this lady's order, just ring my stuff up because they were taking a long time. Right. But I was waiting. I said, no, I want to pay for all of it. Total. All of it.
Right.
And she was like, oh. And then she asked her in Spanish, can she pay for your order? And the girl was like, why? And I said, please. And she said, okay. And the strain just drained out of her face.
Oh, wow.
The total for my stuff and her stuff was $53. I didn't put it on Facebook, but in the context of this show, I wanted to tell you guys about it. And I watched her walk out of the store like, what the hell just happened? And I don't know what that $50, she can maybe buy gas, she can maybe get a train pass instead of a bus pass, get home to her children earlier. I don't know what her story is. I didn't need to know. I didn't ask for a selfie. I didn't put it on social media. The only reason I'm telling you now is that an act of resistance can be $50. Maybe you're at home and maybe you can't come to the station and volunteer. Okay? Maybe you just sit at home and you share our laughter, you share our tears, you share our hopes for this country, you share our fear, our terror of what we're seeing taking place. I know most of us thought it couldn't happen here, it wouldn't happen in our lifetimes, but here we are. Your $50, just like my $50 yesterday, and the $50 I'm going to give to the station today. Okay, or more, probably more.
Yeah.
That generosity, that's mutual aid, and it moves the world. And in the situation that we're in right now, you are needed. I am not preaching at you. I hope you don't take it that way. You are needed more than ever. Let's bridge this last $400 or so. Let's go over to make sure that, it would help out other shows. It would help out the station. Every dollar that you give, even beyond the goal, is going to continue to support our mission of bringing you fact-based, not fact-free, as in some of stuff you're seeing on podcasts, fact-based information and shining light into the dark corners. Your $50 enables us to continue to do that. And it's not just a donation of $50. It's your way to contribute to saving the world as we know it.
Absolutely.
Please give us a call.
WMNF is powered by people. Every song you hear, every story we tell comes from someone right here in the community. The independence only exists because of listeners like you who give. Your support keeps the people's frequency alive and unfiltered. Join the circle today at WMNF.org or call 813-239-9663. We have about 15 minutes left. I would love to be able to leave this building having met our goal, because it's quite shameful when you don't. And Sean has just come back in with more
I like that.
Yellow Papers.
Hey, Sean.
Hi,
Hey,
Sean.
Donna. It's great to hear your voice. I want to thank some people who have donated, and I'm going to be back soon because there are more people on the line. It's a party.
Yay.
People are loving to donate to Surly Voices right now. Gary Whaley from Winter Haven has contributed $20 a month on the Circle of Resistance. That's a $240 credit to Surly Voices. Also, I'm seeing another $108 donation from Gary, and says, love these ladies. They help my soul. And this is Gary in Winter Haven. Also, Suzanne House has contributed again, $37.70 in honor of Rob Lori, and says that Suzanne says she loves your show, and she tells Donna, go Vikings, from a former St. Paulite.
That's what's up.
If you'd like to join the party and donate to Surly Voices as well, 813-239-9663. You can donate on the web at WMNF.org.
Thank you so much for those donations. Oh, we're getting closer and closer to the meeting the goal. And one of the things, our listeners are very supportive, but they also hold us to account when we get the facts wrong. And that's one thing that I love about them, because, if you say something and you're off on the facts, they will immediately either call or email us. And we love that, because we don't want to be putting false information out into the atmosphere. So we have a very supportive and loyal following, and we appreciate all of you. And we're getting new people every day. We've heard from a lot of new people here recently. It's like, oh, I just stumbled upon this and I love it, blah, blah, blah. Now, we're not everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. We don't play favorites. We don't, as Donna says, it's no kings. So we're equally critical of the Democratic Party as we are the Republican Party, sometimes more so. And sometimes that makes people angry, Mary. And so, but we don't want to be an echo chamber. We will talk to people from the other side of our philosophy, because we want to hear what they're thinking and what's driving them, because how do you know unless you talk to the folks? So that is something that we will do, as long as the conversation remains respectful. Now, once you start hollering and cussing, you're going to get the hang up, or talking about something that's not on topic and having been reminded 10 times. Ooh, for a donation of $150, we can thank you with with a new WMNF jersey hoodie. Lightweight hoodie that comes with a laid-back vibe to match WMNF's and yours. Sporting a little flair with WMNF 88.5 printed along the sleeve. Look cool while keeping warm in this Flint blue color that will be sure to impress. That I'm always in the market for a hoodie or a sweater, so that looks. Oh, for $250 you can get We Got You Covered pack, and that is the artist T-shirt and the knit cap and the socks and a cool 6-inch lens cleaning cloth. So lots of swag, and we are willing to give it away in exchange for a tiny bit of money. Not tiny. I shouldn't say that, because this is just, these are hard times, and they're going to get harder, because the United States is alienating the whole rest of the world. We're going to be eventually forced to buy all things American, and frankly, all things American does not make them better. Sorry, I said what I said. Let me read this message from Fred, and he says, "I'm from Upper Michigan, the UP. Wow. We have an extractive economy. We started with fur harvesting, then lumbering, and now mining. All these industries built our country, but our system depended on immigrants. From the French, Italians, Germans, Swedes, Norwegians, and Finns, we had all these cultures. The mines would operate shift by culture. Each group spoke their own language and had their own different supervisors. My grandparents and mom spoke 3 different languages, Finnish, Swedish, and Norwegian. I am a retired RN. When I first started, my patients in the 1970s were the immigrants to this country. They only spoke their native languages. Little old ladies and old minders, lumberjacks, etc. Of course, they're gone. I only learned English, but we as a country would bring these immigrants here for labor. Even into the 1970s, would advertise for workers overseas. All of us came from somewhere. It is insane to rewrite history. They fought our wars, built our nation, and became the fabric of our culture. A meme I've been showing the French taking the Statue of Liberty back because the message of hope and compassion seems lost in this time. Fred, retired RN in the UP of Michigan. Thanks so much, Fred. And it's like, yes, why are we attacked? Why are we raiding apartment complexes in Chicago and putting children in handcuffs in the middle of the night? Sean is back with Yellow Pages. Hi,
I am
Sean.
back. I'm going to be reporting on how the party's going, and it's going really well because a lot of people are calling in their support for Surly Voices, as you might expect, because it's such a fun show and such a show that everyone wants to be a part of supporting. Here's an anonymous donation of $50. Thank you so much for that Bradenton donation. We also would like to thank Suzanne Alexander from St. Pete with a $25 contribution. Suzanne says, "Down with patriarchy."
Yes.
John M. Howell from Brooklyn is donating $10. Johnny from Brooklyn says, "I have my own surly voice, my wife Diana." And I think that John has sent us an email he has more comments if you'd like to read them.
Okay.
Daniel Anderson from Tampa is contributing $25. Says, "It's a great show. Love what you have to say." And Daniel is getting the WMNF logo keychain. Marianne Lane from Clearwater has contributed $65. Says, "Keep this show going." And she is getting the WMNF socks. So thanks to everybody who's donated so far. We're still looking for your donations. If you like Surly Voices, give us a call at 813-239-9663. Make your donation now. You can donate at WMNF.org as well.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your donations. And let me read the email that Sean was referencing from John. He says, "Up here in Brooklyn, New York, I have my own surly voice, my wife Diana, who is working hard as a safety marshal at various and numerous protests, keeping people safe by diffusing situations where opposing provocateurs troll events like our peaceful protests to pick a fight and cause trouble. And when that happens, the cops often then intervene. Not good. Cheers to Diana and her colleagues." Absolute 100%. Yay for you, Diana. Donna.
Go, Diana.
Yeah, Donna is an organizer superior. She's like one of the best organizers in the United States. I remember a few years ago, we had a protest. It was the biggest protest in Tampa. 5,000 people plus, even though some of the news organizations downed that number. But
yeah, they did.
The video speaks for itself because there is video of us getting out there and safety marshals. It takes a village, literally, to do an event like that and to do it successfully. And I mean, it was a thing of beauty. It really was. So it doesn't. you don't have to go out and get in the street. You can do phone banking. You can do all manner of things in order to participate in protests like this. And yeah, the provocateurs are not a new thing either, because we saw many of them in the Black Lives Matter era. And here comes Sean.
I have some more people to thank. Suzanne Alexander from St. Pete is donating $10 a month in our Circle of Resistance. Thank you so much for joining the Circle, Suzanne. Also, Liz Noof from Sarasota, $35 contribution. She's getting a bumper sticker on the Resistance, and it says, I'm donating to support public radio because it's under attack by the current administration. I listen every day at work, and Surly Voices is my favorite show. I love the ladies. Thanks so much, Liz. What a great comment. Donia Quick from Riverview is contributing $53.70. She's getting a 4-inch Pride magnet and says, I always enjoy the conversation on this show. We have an anonymous donation of $25 they're getting the logo keychain that comes to us from Lutz. So thanks to everyone who's contributed so far.
Thank you so much.
Let's keep this rolling. Give us a call at 813-239-9663 or donate at WMNF.org.
And we only have 5 minutes left. And so if you can't make it in that 5 minutes, they will still take your donation afterward. You can either call or email to call or go on the website at WMNF.org, or you can call 813-239-9663 and tell them that you are donating to Surly Voices. And one thing that the last donation person said was, I enjoy the conversation. And I think that's something that sets our show apart a bit. Like I mentioned before, it's not scripted. A lot of times we don't even know what we're going to talk about until like the day of or night before.
You're giving our secrets away, Liz.
Oh, sorry. Because instead of, carefully planning, and we do have guests from time to time. Some people say we don't have enough guests. Some say they don't want guests. They just want to listen to us. But we do, when you do have a guest, you do have to plan a little bit farther out. And so we just sit around talking about things that just recently happened. And
since you're all here,
Ooh.
I want to dig deep. I'm finding actual factual information coming from Candace. And so next week, if you guys would, since you're here with us now, come back next week. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into the things that she's saying about what she believes happened to Charlie Kirk. And one of the in the style notes of WMNF, we're not supposed to do conspiracy theories, which is why before we bring you this stuff, we go back. We did it with Epstein. We went back and found the case from back in 2009 when he was they first started circling the wagons on him. Mm-hmm. We brought you every single fact and detail up to the current moment that we were in. And we're going to do that with this, okay? Only facts. And then we'll tell you what we think about the facts. That's a little different. That's your cultural criticisms and your commentary. But come back next week for that. We know that you guys continue to show up for that. And just know that when the bells of organizations like WMNF are silenced, we will be solidly taking up residence in a fascist state.
Yeah. And
that is not where we want to go. We're trying to go away from our colonial history, our misogynistic and past, the vestiges of slavery. We're trying to get away from that. And for some reason, over the last 12 years, we've seemed to have gone headlong back into the fascist soup of isms that are required to put these machines in motion. WMNF is the anti-fascist as the idea, not the organization.
Because there is no Antifa.
There is. It's an idea. It's an ideology. And to resist fascism is no small thing. And when you enable and you sponsor free speech, you are supporting maintaining the democracy, whatever we have left of it. It is not just something that we should do. It is our duty. So if you didn't get the call during the show, you still have time to call in. You can call in at any time. You can hit our tip jar. If you feel moved, you're listening to something and something moves your soul. I heard a lot of those comments today. Please hit the tip jar. Remember that we require material resources to keep the dream alive. And rest in peace, Rob Loray.
All right. Sean just came in, but Frank gave me the finger, so you got 20 seconds, Sean.
Dan Anzatek from Riverview is contributing $11 a month on the Circle of Resistance. Thanks so much. And also $20 from Elissa Priest from Gulfport is tributing to Fran from Largo. We miss Fran. Maybe she's listening. This is WMNF Tampa. Hey, Surly Voices made its goal, raised about $2,100. Congratulations. Here's
Thank
NPR.
You.
Woohoo!